Hey, welcome to this week's vlog. This week was a crazy week. We did a lot. We went to a sick event on Sunday, as you'll see. We got to see tons of cars, tons of cool stuff. We got to see East Coast Drift, Drift the East. We got to see Drift the East there. And, the Broke crew was out there, and it was sick. It was an honestly sick event, and I can't wait, hopefully, when my car's done or we have another car or whatever, if I can get in on that event and get some sliding and, get out there and feel the action. So enjoy. This is what happened this week with the vlog, and yeah. What's up, guys? I guess I really didn't talk about what's going on with the sleds too much, because that is still part of the thing. I do buy and sell and flip and trade and whatever else to, sort of do my builds and do stuff like that. So the story with the sleds is I met this older gentleman. He has been building them and collecting them for years, and he was just ready to get out of it and ready to get rid of some of his surplus stuff that he had in the backyard, stuff that was just sitting in the woods, stuff that definitely still has good value, but just wasn't giving him any value. So we made some deals, and I've been picking sleds out of his yard and stuff like that. I know I showed there's some good stuff in his barn. I'm not sure if we'll make it to that stuff. If we do, it'll probably be during the winter anyways, because the stuff will go better then, and I might be in a different position. Hopefully we have a shop by then. That would be sick. Oh, and by the way, if you guys keep liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff, that helps fuel every bit of what I do and helps me get further, helps me get more, stuff towards better builds, whatever stuff for the 240, stuff like that. So just keep that stuff coming. You guys are doing awesome. I really appreciate everybody that watches. I appreciate everybody that likes, subscribes. I appreciate all of you guys more than you'll ever know. But anyway, sorry, sidetrack. So back to the sleds. So yeah, the sleds, I've been picking them out. A lot of them have sold. I've almost sold all of them exclusively to one person, and he's another older gentleman that collects them, and he's been extremely happy with everything he's gotten from me. He's gonna restore some of the stuff. He's gonna use some of the parts, just all sorts of like good, snowmobile community stuff that we really appreciate. So I just wanted to give you a little more background on the sled stuff. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I know some of the stuff I do is like not super interesting and not super fun, but again, that helps fuel everything else. So if you guys could just keep doing what you do, and we really appreciate it. We are back out. I grabbed another sled today, so being back out here finally, we got a break from a little bit of the too hot weather. I am sweating a little bit, but it's not too hot, so I was able to get one loaded up and stuff like that. So what else do we got? More stuff coming on the 240 for sure. I believe this sled here is already sold, but this is a 70 something, 74, I can't remember the year, but it has a 440 motor in it, Fancool 440. I guess they're super popular for the exhaust setups and stuff like that. It's in pretty rough shape, but the motor is in there, and it's pretty much complete, minus the pipe, of course, the important part. But there was a small family living in there, definitely. They got evicted today. One of the mice was stuck in that thing. He finally left, so that's good. But here's one of the other ones that I'm gonna grab. This is an Indie Trail. Not much to know about this. I mean, pretty basic sled. I believe that's 488 fan-cooled motor or air-cooled motor, whatever. I think it's fans on the side there. Twin carbs, I think this one is gonna be one of the ones that I actually, might clean out and put a little, effort into it. Maybe tune it up a little bit. Maybe clean the carbs. Maybe put some new fuel lines on it, stuff like that, just to see if she'll run. The guy says she did run. Seat's in great shape, surprisingly. So I don't know, we'll try this one out, see what we can make out of it. But there's a couple more back there, but I'm not sure if we're gonna get to those or not. These wedge chassis are not super good for selling, especially when there's no snow. So if we can get this one running, make it a little more presentable, it might be worth a few bucks to someone. But yeah, we cleared a lot of sleds out of here. We cleared a sled from over there, we cleared a sled from there, and then we've cleared about 5 or 6 from here. So long process. That mower's up too, but I don't think I'm gonna grab that. I'm typically with the power sports stuff versus the lawn mowing side of things. Actually, my older brother does a lot of the lawnmower stuff. So but all right, Nothing too exciting happened this week, unfortunately. Nothing with the 240 really. But we're getting the stuff in the new unit, which is nice. This is only like a quarter of it. But we're gonna get rid of a lot of stuff. We're gonna get rid of a lot of that stuff. We got a little scrap pile going on here. Got those Harley tanks that I don't know what to do with. We got a lone ski, some other exhausts, but there's a rust-free hatch there. You know what I mean? Well, man, if anybody wants some fishing poles, maybe, I don't know. I got Tonka trucks. I'm not getting rid of the Tonka trucks, but they're cool. Wife's snowmobile helmet, just a bunch of random stuff. But yeah, I need to get rid of a bunch of it that I'm not using, so I have more space. That spare tire's gotta go. So, well, as you can tell, it's a scorcher out here today, but we're getting after it, you know. Yeah, we got some stuff in the new unit. I'm just trying to get out of the old unit so I don't have to pay for another month because it's just not necessary. You know what I mean? I can't have I shouldn't have 2 units, you know. So, well, all right, let's get after it. Yeah, I figured I'd give you a little update, you know, see what's up. Well, yeah, this is the action, unfortunately, for this week. Some weeks are not as fun as others. I did pick up a couple snowmobiles, or a snowmobile, the other day, but that's over in my trailer, so I don't know if I got too much footage of that or not, but we'll have to check in. But yeah, we're back to raging Mosquitoville. Well, we got some stuff moved out. Still got all that stuff back there. I gotta go through it and organize it and deal with it, but yeah, I got this last of this shelf, which then I can load the shelf, and then all that stuff, and then of course the car at some point. But I need to do something with those tubs. One is Tori's in the bottom, and then the other 2 are also hers from horse stuff, but I think we can get rid of them. I don't know, I gotta figure it out. She hasn't used them in years. All we do is store crap in them, so. And then a couple things over here. Johnny's generator. But yeah, so let's continue at it, I guess. All right, let's get this, it's a pretty light load, but let's get this stuff moved in. I think we're gonna try and put that rack at the back, right side there. So that way we can fit all that storage stuff in the back, and then hopefully have the toolbox on one of the sides, I'm hoping. That way, like, in and out with the car, we can have the toolbox available. So, alright, I'm gonna get after it. Alright, we got that shelf in. Sorry for the wind. We got that shelf in, a little bit of stuff on it. I feel like this unit's gonna be tighter than the other one, but we'll see. That big pile minus the vacuum and the jacks and the chalk will be gone. So that'll help. We have to find a place for that. And then the rest of that exhaust will be gone too. We gotta find a place for the fuel cans, fuel tank. I don't know. It's gonna be tight, but we'll figure it out. We're gonna try and get rid of some more stuff and bring some more stuff over, and go from there, I guess. Alright, I think that's it for this week's video. I think we started off with a banger and ended with some boring stuff, so sorry about that. You know, we'll get to the 240 stuff. We gotta get the unit swapped over. You know, we gotta get organized again. We gotta get back in the groove. But the next thing for the 240 is getting the engine bay stripped, getting the rest of the interior stripped, and then we're gonna start whacking all the rust out of there and getting all that fixed. So we're gonna make progress. It's gonna be slow. Some of it's gonna be boring. I'm sorry, I can't do all of it in one week. Unfortunately, I do have to work a little bit otherwise during the week, and you know, stuff like that. So I appreciate everyone watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content. You know, comment what you'd like to see me do next, or if there's something you want to see, let me know. Again, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.